Hi guys, so this is our lesson for 17.2, represent division of decimals by whole numbers. So I can use a concrete or visual model to divide a decimal by a whole number. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking a part and a whole and dividing it by a whole. So putting it into groups. We're dividing it amongst groups. Okay, so we're going to look at this first question. It's taking a while to load, so I've got this here. Yolanda buys trail mix from the bulk bin and divides the trail mix evenly amongst herself and three friends. How many pounds of trail mix does each person get? So we can see that they have 5 6/10 pounds of trail mix, and it says that it's among herself and three friends. So what are we going to divide by? 3? Nope, we're going to divide by 4 because it's herself and the three friends. So it says make a visual model with base 10 blocks to show how much each person gets. Remember that a flat represents 1, a long represents 1/10, and a small cube represents 1/100th. Okay, so I'm going to flip over to my document camera here. Okay, so we remember, so what we're doing is 5 6/10 divided by 4. So what we have is 5 6/10. That's what we're going to divide amongst the 4 groups. So I have 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups, 4 groups. Or you could say this is Yolanda and her 3 friends. Okay, so 5 6/10 is represented as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are our 5 wholes. And then we have 6/10. What were tenths represents? Those are our breadsticks, remember? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what do we start dividing first? Do we start dividing these first, or we start dividing our wholes? If you set this up in a division problem, what do we divide first? We're dividing the wholes, right? Okay, so I'm going to put a hole here, and I'll cross it out, a hole here, I'll cross it out, a hole here, a hole here. Now, do I have enough to go around one more time each? I don't, right? So what am I going to do to this hole? I need to break it apart. What am I going to break it into? Tenths. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So how many tenths now do I have? I have 16, right? So I could start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So each person gets what? Remember, this is a whole. 1 and what do we have? 4 tenths. So 5 6/10 divided by 4 tenths is 1 4 tenths. Does that make sense? I wish I could see your thumbs up. Thumbs up if it makes sense. All right. Let's go back here. So it says select the arrow. Let's see. So how did you use the 10 blocks to represent 5 6/10? I used, how many flats did we use? I used 5 flats and 6 longs. Let's see. We were right. Hooray. Okay, place the steps. I don't know if we'll do this because, oh. So what did we do first? Step 1, use 4 flaps and 4 longs to make 4 groups of 1 flat and 1 long. We're just going to move on. For time's sake, we're just going to move on. Okay, so now we've got Paul, and he buys a package of 8 bouncy balls. How much does each ball weigh? So here we've got 8 balls, and this is our weight. So how are we going to do that? How are we going to figure out how much each weighs? We're going to divide. Good. Okay, come back to my document camera. So what are we dividing? We're dividing 7 36 hundredths of an ounce divided by 8. So what are we actually doing? We're dividing, we're taking this, so let's draw a model because that's what they want us to do is draw a quick model. Okay, so what does our 7, how do we represent our wholes? We represent them with flats. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What do we represent our third or our tenths with? Longs. 1, 2, 3. And then what do we represent our hundredths with? Little cubes, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So does everyone agree that this is 7 36 hundredths when these represent wholes, tenths, and hundredths? Okay, we want to divide them into how many groups? We want to divide them into 8 groups. So I'm going to make 8 groups here. Okay. So those represent my 8 groups. So what am I going to start dividing with first? Well, if I put it into an algorithm, what am I going to start with? The wholes, right? But I have 7 wholes. Knock, knock, knock. Is Dad scared? He is. So if we take these 7 wholes and break them into them, we now have these. I'm not going to draw 70 of these. We now have, so 70 wholes. Now we have 73 wholes, right? Well, 73 divided by 8 is what? So 8 times what gives me a number close to 73? The answer is 9, right? So each of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hopefully I did this right. Oops, I just lost my count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's going to give us 72, right? So how many does that leave left over? That leaves 1 left over. So 8 times 9 is 72, and that leaves the 1 left over. So now we have, what is that 1? Is it a 1? But it's a tenth, right? So we can break that into tens. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So how many do we now have? We have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Ah, look what happens when we bring down our 6. We have 16 left over, right? So now we need to divide these 16 hundredths amongst the 8 groups. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And do we have any left over? We do not. So what does each group get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now are those wholes? Those are not wholes, right? They're tenths. We didn't have enough wholes to go around. Now remember when I told you that we were dividing by decimals, where does our decimal go? Our decimal goes straight up. So we actually have 9 tenths and 2 hundredths. So each of those bouncy balls weighs 92 hundredths. Okay? All right. Who's ready for a checkoff? Well, first of all, I showed you this one in an algorithm. Let's go back to this one and look at it. 5 6/10 divided by 4. So 4 divided by 5 divided by 4 is 1. Multiply, subtract, bring down the 16. 6 divided by 4 is 4. And when we multiply or when we divide decimals, where does our decimal go? It goes straight up. Okay, but it wants you in this lesson to draw models, so that's why I'm teaching you how to draw models. Okay, so our checkoff says Carson divides 4 and 2 pounds of nuts into 6 equal servings. How much does each serving weigh? So what are we doing? We're dividing 4 and 2/10 into 6 groups. Okay, if you want to pause this video to check it off with someone that's there with you, that would be great. So I'll give you a few seconds, just pause this video. All right, so I'm going to show you, it says solve using a concrete or a visual model, okay? So what does our 4 look like? It's 4, our 1s equal flats, okay? And then we have 2/10. We're dividing it amongst 6 groups. Okay, so what are we going to divide first? We're going to divide these wholes. Do I have enough to give everyone in the group 6? I don't. So what do I need to do? I need to break them up. So these are going to each be 10, right? So now I have, and I'm not going to draw it again, I have 40 plus these 2. So now I have 42. Okay, so now I need to divide up my 42 hundredths among the 6 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pretend those are little squares. And I think I'll do circles because circles are easier to draw quickly. Okay, so I've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. Good job. Okay, so each group, and that's a circle. Now these are what? What are these circles? They're hundredths. So each group has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 hundredths. How do I write 7 hundredths? Do I have any wholes? Nope. Do I have any tenths? I do not. Do I have any hundredths? Yes, I do. I have 7 in each. So 4 and 2/10 divided by 6 equals 7 hundredths. Okay, thumbs up if you got it right. Did you get it right? Okay, if you got it right and you are understanding, you can stop this video now and go ahead and get going on your assignment. If you're still a little unsure, let's do one more together, okay? All right, so our next problem is Tasha buys 6 avocados for $7.14 at the store. How much does each avocado cost? So we are taking $7.14 and dividing it amongst the 6 avocados. Okay, and it does tell us that we've got to draw. So how are we going to draw this 7? We're going to draw 7 flats. And how many tenths do I have? I have 1/10. And how many hundredths? I have 4 hundredths. So that's what I'm going to do. And how many groups am I dividing this amongst? 6 groups. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, what do I divide first? I divide my ones, my wholes. Do I have enough wholes to give everybody 1? I've got 7 wholes. Do I have enough to give everybody 1? I do, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That leaves me with what? I still have one whole. Well, I need to break that apart. And that is 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, which means I have 11 tenths now that I've got to divide. Do I have enough to divide? I sure do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, do I have enough to go around? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I have 5 left over. Do I have enough? I don't have enough, right? So those 5 are now going to be broken into 50 hundredths. So now I've got 50 there, and then I've got 51, 52, 53, 54. Okay, now I can go through and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Or I know that 54 divided by 6 is, what is it? 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7. Okay, so let's go look and see what we have. What does this represent? This represents 1. And then once we get into the tenths and hundredths, we need to add a decimal. So we have 1 and, do we have any tenths? We do. We have 1 tenth. 1 and then do we have any hundredths? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, I do have 9 hundredths. So my answer is 1 and 19 hundredths. Okay, do you see how a visual model can help us divide? We're taking a number, which is, we're in decimals, so we're taking a whole plus part of a whole, and we're dividing it into groups, whole groups. That's what we're doing. Okay, all right, so I want to run you through the assignment really quick before you get going. So it says a box contains 5 toy cars. If the weight of the car is the same, how much does one toy car weigh? Oh, guess what I just showed you? You lucky ducks. I just showed you the answer key. Let me find one that doesn't have the answer key. All right, so we've got 4, so we've got 7.15 divided by 5. So what is this 7 and 15 hundredths going to look like? Well, it's going to have 7 flats. Do we have any tenths? We do. We have 1 tenth. And do we have any hundredths? We have 5 hundredths. Okay. We're going to divide it into 5 groups. So it might be easy just to do a big like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I want you to continue and draw in those models. And then after, write how much each car weighs. Okay, or you'll have to do that on the assignment when you do it online. Sorry, I have a cough, so. Okay, Sienna, oh, Sienna. Sienna has it, but it's spelled wrong. Sienna, oh, look, I'm there. Ooh. Sienna has a rope that is 42 and 5-inch yards long. She cuts it into 5 equal pieces for a game of tug of war. How long is each piece of rope? Hey, this tells us that, doesn't really tell us that we have to show a model. So if you can do the algorithm, 42 divided by 5, 42 and 5 tenths divided by 5. If you can do this, then go ahead and do it like that. But remember, when you get your answer, we're going to have 3 digits. You bring your decimal straight up. That's why it's so important to line this up. Okay. All right. Ada is making banners from a roll of paper that is 5 and 4/4 meter long. She will cut the paper into 4 equal lengths. She uses base 10 blocks of models how to each piece. Whoa. She uses base 10 blocks to model how long each piece will be. Describe Ada's error. Okay, so she should have started with 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and no tenths 4/400ths, right? So she divided, you can see that she divided those 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So then she's making those into 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, look, we have 2 left over. So you draw that and see what happens there, because there is a mistake there. Okay, down on 4, 5, and 6, if you need to draw the picture, please do before you answer it. If you can just do the algorithm, go ahead and do that as well. All right, let me find the other side. Oh, I about put the answer key again out in front of you. Okay, again, there's some space here, or if you have a white sheet of paper, I guess you guys are doing this online. I keep forgetting that you're doing it online and not out of your workbook. So, okay, so you divide. Tina buys 7 tacos. How much does each taco cost? We're dividing again. Okay. Now subtract, draw a quick picture. I will accept it. All you have to do when we subtract decimals, what do? Line up the decimals. Good. Okay, and then determine whether this statement is true. You might just have to do the multiplication. All right, great job. Hopefully that's helping you. Hopefully these videos are helping you. Please reach out to Mrs. Ellett or I if you need any help. Have a great rest of your day, guys. See ya.